Hey there, fellow bookworms, and welcome back to the Book Nook podcast.
Back again.
Today, we're diving deep into some fascinating ideas
Yeah.
about the nature of reality itself.
It's going to be a good one.
You've given us quite the reading list,
Definitely a thinker.
and I'm excited to unpack it all with you.
Always a thrill to explore these big questions.
Absolutely. We're taking a deep dive into David Icke's book,
Okay.
The Dream,
Right.
along with some YouTube videos discussing his concepts.
I've seen a few of those.
Now, I know Icke is a controversial figure,
Yeah, for sure.
and his ideas can be pretty out there.
Definitely.
But that's what makes this deep dive so intriguing.
Exactly.
Right. It's important to approach these kinds of explorations with an open mind.
Absolutely.
After all, some of the most groundbreaking discoveries
That's right.
and ideas throughout history were initially met with resistance and skepticism.
For sure. I mean, look at Galileo.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what we're here for,
Mm.
to explore these unconventional ideas.
Absolutely.
And see what resonates.
Yeah.
What sparks our curiosity and what
Sure.
potentially expands our understanding of ourselves and the world around us.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Right.
And I think it's important to remember that Icke isn't working in a vacuum here.
Oh, interesting.
The idea that our reality might be a simulation
Really?
has actually gained some traction in scientific and philosophical circles as well.
I mean, it makes you think.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not just like some fringe theory anymore.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating.
Right.
We're blending philosophy, science, and even a bit of spirituality
Totally.
as we explore these mind-bending concepts.
It's multidimensional, which is what I love.
Exactly. It's a multi-dimensional exploration,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it so rich.
For sure.
Okay, so let's start with the foundation of Icke's argument.
All right.
In The Dream, he suggests that our human experience
Mm-hmm.
is essentially a virtual reality.
Okay.
He compares it to a highly advanced video game,
Ah, interesting.
which I have to admit is a pretty compelling analogy,
Yeah, especially these days.
especially in our tech-driven world.
Definitely. I mean, we're so immersed in
Right.
digital realms and virtual experiences already.
Right, and this is where
Yeah.
things that get really interesting.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't just say it's a random simulation.
Right.
Icke introduces this idea of a non-human force that's essentially running the show, shaping our perceptions and experiences.
Interesting.
Right.
Well, and it's important to note that Icke isn't the first to propose this concept.
Really?
You know, there are echoes of this idea in ancient Gnostic texts,
Okay.
which speak of these powerful non-human entities called archons.
Archons.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all ears. Tell me more about these.
Okay. So in Gnostic cosmology, archons are depicted as these sort of cosmic gatekeepers
Mm-hmm.
who manipulate humanity's perception
Wow.
and keep us trapped in a state of ignorance. It's a bit like,
So they're like the masterminds.
yeah, it's like they're the masterminds behind the simulation,
Right.
setting the rules and ensuring we stay within the boundaries they've created.
Wow. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's like a cosmic conspiracy theory, but with ancient roots.
Right.
And in one of the YouTube videos we watched, Icke expands on this idea.
Okay.
He compares the human brain to a computer
Yeah.
that's decoding information from this simulated reality.
It's a powerful analogy because it highlights the limitations of our physical senses.
Right.
Icke is suggesting that our brains are essentially filters interpreting and translating signals from the simulated world into the reality we perceive.
So it's like our brains are the hardware, but the software, or maybe even the operating system, is something much larger, something beyond our current understanding.
Exactly. And this is where Icke introduces the concept of the divine spark.
The divine spark.
Our true essence, which he believes is trapped within this simulated reality. It's like a fragment of pure consciousness, of pure awareness, that's been veiled by the illusions of this virtual world.
Okay, we're getting into some deep metaphysical territory here, but I'm following along.
Right.
If you're enjoying this exploration into Icke's theories so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It helps other curious minds like yours find the podcast and join the conversation. Now let's get back to this idea of the divine spark. How does Icke suggest we awaken this spark, this true essence, within ourselves?
Well, he emphasizes the importance of recognizing the illusory nature of the simulation itself. It's about questioning everything we've been taught, everything we've taken for granted, and peering beyond the veil of programmed beliefs and limitations.
So it's about stepping outside of the matrix, so to speak, and questioning the very fabric of our perceived reality. It's about recognizing the code.
Precisely. And that's just the first step. From there, Icke delves into more specific practices and techniques for disentangling ourselves from the simulation.
Okay, this is where it gets really practical. We're not just talking about abstract theories anymore. We're talking about real-world actions and shifts in perspective. Tell me more. What does Icke suggest we do?
He emphasizes the importance of letting go of attachments.
Attachments.
Attachments to material possessions,
Okay.
to limiting beliefs,
Okay.
to our ego identities,
Gotcha.
and even to the emotions that keep us tethered to the dramas and conflicts of this simulated world.
So it's about detaching ourselves from the things that keep us bound to the matrix, to this virtual reality. It's about freeing our minds and our spirits from the constraints of this carefully constructed world.
Exactly. Icke suggests that by releasing these attachments,
Right.
we free up our energy and raise our vibration, allowing us to tap into a higher level of awareness.
That makes sense. It's like we're shedding layers of programming, layers of conditioning to reveal our true, authentic selves. But this raises an intriguing question. If this is all a simulation, who created it
Right.
and why?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And it's where things get even more mind-boggling. Icke proposes this concept of loosh, which he describes as a kind of energy that sustains the simulation.
Loosh. Okay, break that down for me. What exactly is loosh?
Think of loosh as the emotional energy, particularly negative emotions we generate in our daily lives. Icke suggests that the entities behind the simulation, those archons we discussed earlier, feed off this energy. They've designed the system to keep us trapped in cycles of fear, anger, and suffering to generate as much loosh as possible.
So it's like we're batteries powering this simulated reality with our own negative emotions. That's a pretty bleak thought, but it also makes a strange kind of sense. It explains why there's so much conflict, so much suffering in the world.
It's a disturbing thought, but it's a core element of Icke's theory. He argues that the system is rigged to keep us in a state of imbalance, constantly generating this emotional energy that fuels the simulation.
Okay, this is a lot to take in. We're talking about simulated realities, cosmic puppet masters, and emotional energy harvesting.
It's a lot.
If this is your first foray to Icke's world, I wouldn't blame you for feeling a bit overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But stick with us because we're just getting started.
And remember, we're here to explore these ideas together, to dissect them,
Right,
to
yes.
question them, and to see what resonates with us on an individual level. It's a journey of discovery, and it's one that can lead to some profound insights.
It is a journey.
So we've established that, according to Icke, we might be living in this elaborate simulation, carefully crafted to keep us trapped,
Yeah.
and generating what he calls loosh,
Like loose.
that emotional energy that fuels the system.
Yeah,
It's a pretty bleak picture,
it is.
but Icke doesn't leave us hanging there. He offers a way out, a path to liberation from this simulated existence.
All right, so let's get into that.
Yeah,
How do we escape this matrix, this
Right.
dream?
that's the big question.
What's the first step?
Well, the first step, as we touched on earlier, is awareness.
Okay.
It's about recognizing the illusory nature of the simulation,
So seeing through it.
questioning everything we've been taught,
Right.
and peeling back the layers of programmed beliefs and limitations that keep us trapped.
Like the layers of an onion.
Exactly.
So it's about waking up to the fact that the reality we perceive may not be the whole picture.
Right.
It's about seeing the code,
Yeah.
recognizing the patterns, and questioning the narratives we've been fed.
Exactly.
Like that.
And once that awareness is sparked, Icke suggests we start dismantling the attachments that bind us to the simulation.
Okay, the attachments.
These attachments, as we discussed, can be material possessions,
Yeah.
limiting beliefs,
Okay.
rigid ideologies, and even our own ego identities.
So it's about letting go of the things
Yeah.
that keep us tethered to this virtual world. It's about freeing ourselves from the need to accumulate stuff, from the fear of being different, from the desire to fit in or conform.
Precisely. Icke argues that these attachments create energetic cords that tie us to the system. By severing these cords, we reclaim our power and begin to shift our vibration.
Okay, so it's like we're decluttering our minds and
Yeah.
our spirits, making space for something more authentic, more expansive, more aligned with our true nature.
And that brings us to the next crucial step, remembering who we truly are. Icke calls this awakening the divine spark within us. It's that pure, unadulterated consciousness that resides at our core, beneath the layers of programming and conditioning.
So it's about connecting with that inner spark,
Right.
that source of wisdom and creativity that transcends the limitations of the simulation.
Yeah.
It's about remembering our inherent divinity, our connection to something much larger than ourselves.
Exactly. Okay. Icke suggests practices like meditation, mindfulness, and connecting with nature to help us tap into this deeper level of awareness. It's about silencing the noise of the simulated world and tuning into the frequency of our true selves.
So it's like we're rewiring our brains, shifting our focus from the external simulated world to our internal authentic world.
Yeah.
And Icke emphasizes that this isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process, a journey of self-discovery and spiritual evolution.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about cultivating a state of presence, of awareness, of conscious choice making.
Right.
It's about recognizing the illusions and choosing to align with our true nature, with the divine spark within us.
And as we progress on this journey, as we awaken to our true selves, what does Icke suggest happens?
Yeah.
What does this liberation look like?
He describes it as a kind of ascension to a higher level of reality, a realm of infinite awareness and boundless creativity. It's like we're graduating from the confines of this simulated world and entering a more expansive, more vibrant, more authentic reality.
Yeah. Wow. That sounds pretty incredible.
Yeah,
But I have to admit, this is all a lot to wrap my head around.
it is a lot.
It's challenging everything I thought I knew about reality and myself.
Yeah, it can be a real mind bender.
Are there any signs, any indicators that we're on the right track,
Right.
that we're actually making progress on this journey of awakening?
That's a great question. And I think it's one that many people who resonate with Icke's work grapple with. He does offer some insights into this, suggesting that as we awaken to the illusion, we might experience a growing sense of detachment from the dramas and distractions of the simulated world. Things that used to upset us, things that used to trigger us, might start to lose their power.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like we're becoming more immune to the negativity and the chaos that the simulation throws our way. We're not as easily swayed by the fear, the anger, the division that the system perpetuates. We're starting to see through it all.
Exactly. And as we cultivate this inner detachment, we might also notice an increased sense of inner peace, a deeper connection to something larger than ourselves. We might feel more intuitive, more compassionate, more aligned with our true purpose.
It's like we're tapping into a source of wisdom and strength that resides beyond the boundaries of the simulation. We're aligning with a higher frequency, a more authentic vibration. And Icke suggests that as we make this shift, we might start to experience synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem to guide us toward our destiny.
Right. It's like the universe is conspiring to support our awakening, to nudge us in the right direction, to open doors and create opportunities for us to step more fully into our true selves.
And if you're feeling inspired by these ideas, by the possibility of breaking free from the limitations of a simulated reality, we encourage you to explore Icke's work further. And if you're enjoying this deep dive into the dream, don't forget to subscribe to the Book Nook podcast and leave us a review. It helps other curious minds like yours discover these mind-expanding conversations.
We're always eager to hear your thoughts and insights as well, so feel free to reach out to us on social media or through our website and share your reflections on Icke's work and the concept of a simulated reality. It's a conversation that's constantly evolving, and we're all in this together.
Absolutely. We're all on this journey of exploration and discovery, and we can learn so much from each other's perspectives and experiences. Now let's delve a bit deeper into the practical aspects of Icke's theory. He offers some specific guidance on how to navigate this simulated reality,
Okay.
how to reclaim our power, and how to ultimately break free from its constraints.
I think it's important to remember that Icke's work is often metaphorical,
Okay.
symbolic, and open to interpretation. He's inviting us to engage with these ideas on multiple levels, to explore what resonates with us personally, and to find our own unique path to liberation.
So it's not about blindly following a set of rules or doctrines.
Right.
It's about using Icke's ideas as a springboard for our own inner exploration. It's about finding what works for us, what aligns with our intuition and our own unique journey of awakening.
Precisely. And I think that's what makes Icke's work so powerful.
Yeah.
He's not offering a one-size-fits-all solution. He's empowering us to become conscious creators of our own realities.
So it's about taking responsibility for our perceptions,
Yeah.
our beliefs, our choices, and recognizing that we have the power to shape our experiences within this simulated reality.
Exactly. It's about becoming aware of the game, understanding the rules,
Right.
and choosing to play it consciously, strategically, and with a sense of purpose.
Like, we're not just pawns in this cosmic game.
Yeah.
We're players, and we have the power to change the game.
Exactly.
This is starting to sound a lot like those lucid dreaming techniques where you become aware that you're dreaming,
Yeah.
and then you can start to control the dream, bend the rules, and
Yeah.
create whatever you want.
That's a great analogy, and I think that's a core element of Icke's message. We can become lucid in this simulated reality. We can become conscious creators rather than unconscious reactors.
So it's about waking up to the dream, recognizing the illusion, and then choosing to play the game consciously. It's about reclaiming our power, our agency, and our creative potential.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think that's a message that can resonate with anyone, regardless of their beliefs or backgrounds.
Yeah.
We all have the potential to wake up, to break free from limitations, and to create a more fulfilling and meaningful reality for ourselves.
That's an incredibly empowering message.
It is.
And it's one that I think we all need to hear, especially in these times of uncertainty and rapid change.
Absolutely. We're living in a time of great transformation. And I think Icke's work offers a valuable framework for navigating these shifts and embracing the possibilities that lie ahead.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired.
Yeah.
I'm ready to dive even deeper into Icke's world and explore these concepts of awakening liberation and conscious creation.
Excellent. I'm excited to continue this journey with you.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground,
We have.
but there's still so much more to explore. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll delve into Icke's specific recommendations for breaking free from the simulation and creating a more authentic and fulfilling reality.
Welcome back to the Book Nook podcast.
It's been quite the journey.
It has. Exploring David Icke's The Dream. This whole concept of a simulated reality.
Lots to unpack there.
We've covered a lot of ground,
Definitely.
from the idea of archons as cosmic puppet masters to the importance of awakening the divine spark within. And we've talked about Icke's suggestions for how to break free from the limitations of this perceived reality, becoming aware of the illusion, letting go of attachments, and connecting with our true selves.
It's definitely a journey of self-discovery,
It is.
of questioning everything we've been told about the world and ourselves.
You know, one thing that really strikes me about Icke's work
Yeah.
is that it's not just about pointing out the problems
Yeah.
of this potential simulation.
Mm-hmm.
He actually offers a path forward, a way to reclaim our power and create a more meaningful existence.
Absolutely. I think that's what makes Icke's ideas so compelling.
Right.
Even if you don't agree with everything he says,
Yeah.
there's a sense of empowerment in his message.
Right.
He's not saying we're doomed, give up. He's saying we have the power to change our reality, to break free from the limitations that have been imposed upon us.
It's like he's giving us a set of tools, a roadmap to navigate this complex and often confusing world.
Totally.
He's not just telling us what to think. He's encouraging us to think for ourselves, to question everything, and to find our own unique path to liberation.
And I think that's a crucial point. He's not presenting himself as some kind of guru with all the answers.
No.
He's more like a fellow explorer, sharing his insights
Yeah.
and encouraging us to embark on our own journeys of discovery.
Right. He's like a cosmic tour guide, pointing out the landmarks and suggesting different routes.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's up to us to choose our own path.
Exactly. And that path might look different for each individual. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to awakening or breaking free from the simulation.
Right.
It's about finding what resonates with you, what aligns with your intuition, and what empowers you to live a more authentic and fulfilling life.
So it's not about blindly following Icke's teachings or adopting a rigid set of beliefs. It's about using his ideas as a springboard for our own inner exploration.
Precisely. It's about asking ourselves those big questions, challenging our assumptions, and being open to new possibilities. It's about becoming more conscious, more aware, and more deliberate in how we create our reality.
Okay, so we've talked about the problem,
Yeah.
this potential simulated reality.
Right.
That's designed to keep us trapped and feed off our negative emotions.
Mm.
And we've talked about the solution, awakening to the illusion, letting go of attachments, connecting with our true selves, and becoming conscious creators. But what does that actually look like in practice? What are some specific things we can do to break free from the simulation and create a more authentic and fulfilling reality?
I think it's important to emphasize that this is an ongoing process, a journey of self-discovery and spiritual evolution.
It's a journey.
There's no magic bullet or quick fix. It's about making gradual shifts in our perceptions, our beliefs, and our behaviors.
So it's about cultivating awareness,
Right.
both of our inner world and the world around us.
Yeah.
It's about paying attention to our thoughts, our emotions, and our actions. and recognizing how they contribute to the reality we experience.
Exactly. And it's about making conscious choices that align with our true selves, with our values, and with the kind of reality we want to create. It's about stepping out of autopilot and becoming the authors of our own lives.
Icke talks a lot about the importance of questioning everything, of challenging the narratives we've been fed, and of forming our own opinions based on critical thinking and independent research.
Absolutely. In a world where we're constantly bombarded with information, it's more important than ever to develop our critical thinking skills and to discern truth from falsehood.
And it's not just about consuming information. It's about experiencing life firsthand, connecting with nature, engaging in creative pursuits, and cultivating meaningful relationships.
Right. Those experiences can help us ground ourselves, connect with our intuition, and tap into a deeper level of awareness.
And I think it's important to surround ourselves with people who support our growth and who inspire us to be our best selves.
Absolutely. Community is essential on this journey of awakening. We need people who will challenge us, support us, and hold space for us as we navigate these shifts in consciousness.
And if you're enjoying these deep dives into thought-provoking books and ideas, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave us a review. It helps other curious minds like yours discover the Book Nook podcast and join us on this journey of exploration.
We're always looking for new books and topics to explore, so feel free to send us your suggestions as well.
This has been an incredible conversation exploring David Icke's The Dream and the idea of a simulated reality.
Yeah, it really makes you think.
It does. I hope you found it as mind-expanding as we did.
I hope so too.
And we encourage you to continue exploring these ideas,
Yeah.
to question everything, and to seek your own truth.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening to the Book Nook podcast. And don't forget to check the link in the description to get your own copy of the book.